In the darkness of a cramped bedroom closet, 16-year-old Maya Chen clutched her phone with trembling hands. She typed through tears, barely able to breathe as the sound of her stepfather's screaming echoed through the house below. "Please help. He's hurting my mom again. 247 Oak Street. Hurry." She meant to send it to her best friend Jessica, but panic made her fingers slip. One wrong digit, one wrong number, and then her phone buzzed. A message from a stranger. "I'm on my way. Lock your door. Don't come out until I tell you." Maya froze. Who was this? Why were they coming? Downstairs, Derek's rage exploded, glass shattering, furniture hitting the floor, her mother Linda crying out in pain. Maya stayed silent, heart pounding, praying this stranger wasn't more dangerous than the man already hurting them. For 2 years, Maya had been her mother's shield, an honor student holding the world together, while Linda tried to survive a marriage that had turned into a trap. Derek had entered their lives, charming, helpful, promising stability, but charm had hardened into control. Control had twisted into verbal abuse, and tonight it had become violence. Real, escalating, terrifying violence. Earlier that day, Derek learned Linda had spoken to a divorce lawyer. Now drunk, he stormed through the house, tearing picture frames from walls and calling her every name imaginable. Maya had called 911 3 times in the past, but Derek always managed to charm the officers, to smile, to lie, to twist everything. Nothing ever changed. No one ever stayed long enough to see the bruises. So she texted Jessica for help, but her panicked fingers typed one number wrong, and somewhere across town, Dominic Russo's phone lit up, 35 years old. A man with a reputation that made criminals tremble, but a life now spent running a protection company, trying to wipe clean the shadows of a past he refused to repeat. A man who lived by a single code: women and children are never to be harmed. He stared at Maya's message, and for a moment, he wasn't in the restaurant anymore. He was 8 again, hiding in a closet, listening to his own mother cry, knowing no one was coming. He saw the address. He knew the neighborhood. And he didn't hesitate. Back at the Chen house, Maya heard the doorbell ring hard, urgent. Derek roared, "Who the hell is knocking at this time?" A voice answered, deep, commanding, dangerous in its calm. "Open the door, now." Derek snarled back, "Get lost." Then one single, powerful kick. The front door burst open. Through the crack in the closet door, Maya saw a tall figure step inside. Broad shoulders, expensive suit, eyes burning with controlled fury. Derek tried to puff up his chest, shouting, "This is my house." But the newcomer didn't flinch. "Where's the woman? Where's the child?" On the floor behind Derek, Linda struggled to sit up, bruised and shaking. Dominic's jaw tightened just once, and Maya could feel the temperature in the house change. Derek, drunk and foolish, swung at him. It lasted seconds. Dominic caught his wrist, twisted, and sent him crashing to the ground with one precise movement. Calmly, he pulled out his phone. "Domestic violence, suspect subdued. Send ambulance." And for the first time in 2 years, help had arrived. If you want more powerful, true-to-life stories of courage and kindness, remember to subscribe to Love is Kindness. It helps this community grow. What do you think Maya felt in that moment? Fear of the stranger at the door, or hope that someone had finally come? For a long moment, Maya didn't move. She could still hear Derek groaning on the floor, but there was a different voice now, a steady, controlled voice guiding her mother to breathe slowly. When she finally pushed open the closet door, her legs trembling, she saw him. Dominic Russo, kneeling beside Linda, checking her ribs, with surprising gentleness for a man who had just kicked in a door. "Ambulance is coming," he murmured. "You're safe now." Maya's voice shook as she whispered, Who are you?" "I didn't mean to text you. I got the wrong number." Dominic looked up, and something in his expression softened just a flicker, but enough to steady her heart. "Right number, wrong number. Doesn't matter," he said quietly. "You needed help." Within minutes, police and paramedics filled the house. Derek was handcuffed at last. No charm, no excuses, not with a bruised woman, broken furniture, and a furious Dominic Russo as witness. Paramedics lifted Linda carefully, noting bruised ribs and swelling near her cheek, but reassuring Maya she would recover. One officer paused when he recognized Dominic. His tone shifted professional, respectful, cautious. "Mr. Russo, didn't expect to see you here." Dominic simply replied, "Just happened to be in the neighborhood." The officer didn't question it. He took statements and told Maya this time things would be different. When the ambulance left, Dominic insisted on driving Maya and Linda to the hospital. They had no car, and Maya wouldn't leave her mother's side. In the waiting room, hours later, the adrenaline faded, replaced by fear, exhaustion, and questions she'd been too afraid to ask. Finally, Maya whispered, "Why did you come? You don't know us." Dominic stared at the floor for a long moment before answering. "When I was 8, my father hurt my mother. Beat her, while I hid in a closet, just like you did tonight." Maya's breath caught. "I called for help. No one came. She died 2 days later." Linda, overhearing, covered her mouth and began to cry silently. Dominic continued, voice low. "I run a security company now. Left my family's old business years ago. But I made a promise the day my mother died. If I ever had the power to help someone in that situation, I would. No matter what." Maya looked at him through tears. "The police came before. They never helped. Derek always talked his way out." Dominic's jaw tightened. "He won't talk his way out this time. I'm pressing charges as a witness, and I'll make sure the DA treats this seriously." Before he left, he placed a card into Linda's hand. "You'll need protection. Restraining orders are just paper. My company will provide security, no charge, until he's locked away for good." Linda shook her head, embarrassed. "I can't accept charity. I can't afford." He interrupted gently. "It's not charity. It's a promise I made a long time ago." And for the first time in years, Linda felt hope stronger than fear. 3 months later, the courtroom finally delivered what the house on Oak Street never could: justice. Derek faced assault charges, domestic violence, and violating the restraining order he'd tried to ignore. Dominic's testimony, steady, uncompromising, and backed by a reputation that demanded attention, left the jury silent. And Maya, finally safe enough to speak without shaking, told the truth she had carried for years. The verdict came swiftly. Derek was sentenced to 5 years in prison with mandatory counseling. With help from Dominic's security team, Linda and Maya moved into a new apartment one Derek would never find. Linda found work as an admin at Dominic's company, earning every bit of respect she received. Maya returned to school, her grades lifting as therapy gently reopened the parts of her she'd learned to hide. 6 months passed. On Maya's 17th birthday, a small celebration filled their living room with warmth. When the doorbell rang, it was Dominic holding a cake and a small wrapped box. Inside, Maya found a new phone with a note. "So you can always reach the right number, D." She laughed through her tears. "Best wrong number I ever dialed," she whispered. Later that evening, Linda pulled Dominic aside. "I don't know how to thank you," she said softly. But he shook his head. "You don't need to. You survived. You protected your daughter." She asked the question that had lived in her heart since that night. "Why us? You could have ignored that text." Dominic looked toward Maya, laughing with Jessica, finally able to enjoy something as simple as friendship. "Because someone should have come when I called for help," he said. "Someone should have saved my mother. I can't change the past, but I can make sure no other child grows up without their mother because nobody answered." Weeks later, during a therapy session, Maya admitted, smiling shyly, "I actually texted the wrong number." Her therapist replied, "Or maybe exactly the right one." Maya looked down at her phone. Dominic's contact saved as guardian angel, wrong number. And somewhere else in the city, Dominic placed flowers on his mother's grave. "Mom," he murmured, "I know I can't save you, but I saved someone's mother today, and yesterday, and I'll save another tomorrow. Your death wasn't meaningless. It taught me silence is deadly, and sometimes the wrong number is exactly right. On Maya's phone, their last messages remained. Thank you for answering. Maya, always will. D. Sometimes miracles come disguised as wrong numbers, and sometimes the person who saves you is the one who couldn't save someone they loved. If you enjoyed this heartwarming story of courage and kindness, don't forget to subscribe to Love is Kindness. Your support helps us share more stories that heal. Do you believe Maya's message reached Dominic by accident or fate?